You won't believe what happened next. It started like any other tribute, another beloved star gone too soon. But this time, something felt different. Something felt off. It wasn't just the tears or the headlines. It was who broke down on live TV. Jaleel White, the man we all know as Steve Urkel, was supposed to be giving a few kind words. Instead, he choked up mid-sentence, his voice cracking as he whispered, "I looked up to him. I still can't believe he's gone." This wasn't just another Hollywood goodbye. This was personal. Emotional. Raw. And it sent a wave of shock through fans everywhere. Because behind that heartbreak was a hidden story no one saw coming, the sudden, mysterious death of Malcolm Jamal Warner, the iconic face of a generation. He wasn't just Theo Huxtable to us. He was the heart of a cultural revolution on TV. Smart. Funny. Grounded. He represented black excellence in a way the world hadn't seen before. And then, just like that, gone. At 54 years old, found unresponsive in his own pool. But here's where things take a dark turn. Because the moment his death made headlines, questions started bubbling up, and the deeper you look, the more chilling it gets. Let's rewind for a second. Long before this tragedy, back in the early 90s, a chance meeting changed everything. A young Jaleel White, barely 13, met Malcolm at a celebrity charity basketball game. Malcolm, already a rising star, didn't brush him off like others did. He pulled him aside. Encouraged him. Told him to keep going. That small gesture sparked a bond that grew into a decades-long friendship, quiet, but powerful. Malcolm wasn't just a mentor. He was the guy who had Jaleel's back when fame got ugly. When execs tried to trap Jaleel in that geeky suspenders box, it was Malcolm who said, "Write. Produce. Tell your own story." That advice lit a fire, and years later, they were secretly working on something together. A gritty, dramatic web series about life after child stardom. Two former icons showing what happens after the cameras stop rolling. But they never got to finish it. Because just weeks before production could begin, Malcolm was gone. Now, the official story? Drowning. Found in his pool in the early morning hours. Authorities listed it as an accident. But the details don't add up. Malcolm was a trained swimmer. Certified lifeguard. This wasn't some clumsy slip. And then there's what happened before. He'd been getting threats. Creepy, anonymous messages. One voicemail simply said, "You're next." Then came the wiped security footage, 2 hours missing from the exact time frame of his death. His private surveillance system? Cleaned out. No signs of malfunction. Just, gone. And what about the neighbor who called 911? They reported shouting just before everything went silent. It was 6:22 a.m. Paramedics arrived fast, but it was already too late. He was pronounced dead at the scene. When Jaleel heard the news, he didn't just grieve, he collapsed. Publicly. On Instagram Live, between sobs, he said, "He was my brother. He always checked in when everyone else forgot me." But it's what he said after that made jaws drop. Jaleel claimed that just weeks before his death, Malcolm told him about a list. A list of names. Industry names. People who preyed on young black talent. People Malcolm was planning to expose. That list? Missing. So was Malcolm's personal journal. Known to be filled with thoughts, poetry, and according to a family member, detailed accounts of misconduct in Hollywood. Not about Cosby himself, but people around him. People who knew how to stay in the shadows. That journal was last seen on his nightstand. After the police search? Gone. Along with 2 laptops and an external hard drive. And remember that secret project? It wasn't just a web series. He was also developing a docuseries. One that would blow the lid off Hollywood's darkest corners. It had a working title, The Price of Legacy. Insiders say it featured real interviews. Real names. And Malcolm wasn't just producing it, he was hosting it. He told his team, "I want to burn this town down with the truth." And then, suddenly, everything disappeared. Footage. Files. Contacts. Scrubbed clean. Even the studio wiped the project from its internal servers within 48 hours of his death. A major platform allegedly offered him a multi-million-dollar buyout to kill it quietly. Malcolm said no. He refused to be silenced. And it looks like someone didn't like that answer. Now here's where it gets even more heartbreaking. At Malcolm's private memorial, his ex and longtime friend Regina King showed up early. No cameras. No press. Just silence. Eyewitnesses say she looked completely broken. When she reached the casket, she leaned in and whispered something no one expected. "They know what they did. You tried to protect them. But they took you out anyway." Think about that. Was she talking to Malcolm? Or to the people in that room? One witness said the room went dead silent afterward. Nobody moved. Nobody spoke for almost a full minute. And then Regina walked out and disappeared. No interviews. No statements. She shut down her social media. Paused all her work. People close to her say she's scared. That she believes this wasn't just a death, it was a silencing. And yet, the rest of the cast? Mostly silent. Felicia Rashad posted something cryptic: "He carried the weight of silence for too long. Let peace find him now." What did that mean? What silence? Fans immediately started digging. Was she hinting at something deeper? Keisha Knight Pulliam, who played Rudy, hasn't said a word. No posts. No public appearance. Nothing. Some say it's grief. Others say it's fear. Then there's Bill Cosby. His statement? Short. Distant. Malcolm was a talented young man. He will be missed. We move forward. No warmth. No memory. Just cold. Fans were stunned. Even longtime supporters felt something was off. Behind the scenes, whispers grew louder. There were reports of Malcolm trying to write a tell-all memoir. But when certain people caught wind of it, he stopped. Just stopped writing. That's not coincidence. That's a warning shot. Now, the once beloved Cosby Show cast is fractured. Grieving. Silent. Or avoiding the spotlight entirely. And Malcolm's legacy? It's no longer just about Theo Huxtable. It's about a man who may have been ready to speak up, and paid the price. So, what really happened to Malcolm Jamal Warner? Was it a tragic accident, or something more? Was he silenced before he could reveal the truth? And most haunting of all, will anyone be brave enough to pick up where he left off? If you're still watching, take a moment to think about everything we just covered. This isn't just a story about fame. It's about fear. Loyalty. Secrets. And a legacy that might have been too powerful for some to handle. If this hit you like it hit us, like, comment, and share. Let's keep this story alive. Let's keep asking questions. Because sometimes, the silence says it all.